they used to call them the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tony Dorsett only went on to be one of the greatest running backs ever. And his real name is Tony Dorsett, but they changed his name because he was going for the Heisman. Tony Dorsett, he goes by that now. Tony Dorsett finished with like 12,000 yards rushing, 12,000 yards rushing. At the time of his retirement, he was close to breaking Jim Brown's record, which was basically the benchmark. If you got close to Jim Brown, you was going to the Hall of Fame. You got 10,000 yards, that's what you was out there doing. Tony Dorsett was picked by somebody from New Edition. They said Ricky Bell was better than him. You telling me that a dude from New Edition, and I know that's not the Ricky Bell that we're thinking of, but the dude named Ricky Bell was picked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers instead of Heisman Trophy winner, a dude who set rushing records that were just recently broken, Tony Dorsett. But again, this is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and when you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and say, did y'all really think Ricky Bell was going to be better than Tony Dorsett? All you have to do is look at the general manager and say,
wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong.
But then again, Tony Dorsett did force his way out of Seattle and said he wasn't playing for those people. So maybe he said he wasn't going to play for the Buccaneers either. But he out of these drafted him and traded him and got something from the Cowboys for him because there's no way in hell I'm passing up Tony Dorsett under no circumstances. But big ups to the Cowboys for getting him and not being big dum-dums. That's the number 2 guy. The number 1 guy, arguably the greatest football player in the history of the league. I hate that people always say, "Oh, drugs." This dude is one of the most dominant football players I've ever seen in my life. I have never seen, in my time, I've never seen this many highlight plays from one ball player. He goes by the name of Mr. Nasty, Lawrence Taylor. When you watch Lawrence Taylor play, he was not dirty. He was not wild. He was not out of control. He was just unstoppable. How in the hell do you not pick Lawrence Taylor first? But again, it was a different time, and they picked George Rogers out of SC. I get it. George Rogers was a beast. But there's no way in hell you thought Lawrence Taylor wasn't going to be Lawrence Taylor. But y'all can go along with that foolishness if y'all want to. Lawrence Taylor is the greatest miss of all time. How in the hell is Lawrence Taylor not picked first in the National Football League draft? I get it. I understand it. I wouldn't have done it. I remember Lawrence Taylor on I've never seen so many highlight tapes. Put like this. This is gonna sum it up, and then I'm gonna continue with the show. Lawrence Taylor was so dominant. Then league MVP Ron Jaworski was so aware of Lawrence Taylor and his presence. Ron Jaworski called time out when he couldn't find Lawrence Taylor on the field because he didn't want to get hit again. Come to find out, they took Lawrence out so he could get a breather. That's how dominant this man was. I'm on the quarterback's ass so frequently and so hard. When the quarterback can't find me on the field, it ain't that he can't find me. I'm not even in the game. If he stops the game and says, I don't want to get hit anymore, I can't find this dude. Forget running the play. I can't find LT. That's how dominant he was. When you got that type of play on the board, there ain't no way in hell you don't pick it. So with that being said, big ups to Lawrence Taylor. You the man, always will be. Ain't nobody ever challenging you. That's the man. Big ups to him. With that being said, it is the Drag Michael Jordan Through the Mud section of the program. There's an awesome documentary on ESPN right now. It is called The Last Dance. Look, let me start off by saying Michael Jordan is one of the greatest basketball players I ever seen. I personally happen to think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest basketball player in NBA history, but that's neither here nor there. I don't care if you agree with me or not. It's not about if you agree with me or not. It's not about being right or wrong. It's just who I see as the best and who you see as the best, and that's cool. You have the right to like who you like. This is a documentary that is awesomely done. And before it came out, y'all boy Michael Jordan said, "Oh man, people gonna see me in a different light," and yada yada yada. Look, man, there's a lot of players out there that are jerk asses in practice. That's cool to me. If you're a jerk ass in practice, that's between you and your teammates. I don't have an issue with that. If then none of them put them things on you, then hey, they liked it. You know, you get punked out of practice and you don't say nothing. Stand up for yourself. That's on you, bruh. Do your thing. You think it's cool to get punked out? Hey man, who am I to judge? With that being said, there are a few things that came out, like the fact that Scottie Pippen was the 128th highest paid player in the league. Understand, it's only like 450 people in the league, and you ranked 128. They did some embellishing with this. They said Scottie Pippen was the second best player in the league. Whoa, Kimosabe. That's not true. Because when Scottie Pippen was in the league at that time, Larry Bird was in the league at that time. Magic Johnson was in the league at that time. Isaiah Thomas was in the league at that time. Charles Barkley was in the league at that time. Patrick Ewing was in the league at that time. Patrick Ewing was in the league at that time. Hakeem Olajuwon was in the league at the time. David Robinson was in the league at that time. Chris Webber and Shaq was in the league at that time. So Scottie Pippen was not the second best player in the league. Scottie Pippen was one of the most effective players. He was one of the more dominant players in the league, but second best player in the league, no. Oh, I didn't even mention Grant Hill and Anthony Hardaway. So, look, Scottie Pippen was cold-blooded like Rick does. They call him this, Clyde Drexler. I can go on and on about these players, but look, the boy was cold. And I want to correct one thing they left out. They said Scottie Pippen, the ownership was told Scottie Pippen, don't sign this contract because it's not advantageous for you to do it. And they painted Scottie Pippen in the thirsty light. Let me give you some more detail on that. Scottie Pippen was fresh off a severe back injury. People didn't even think Scottie Pippen was going to be able to play 2 or 3 more years. So, would you take the chance on not being able to play 2 or 3 more years, or would you take a contract that at the time was good, but in the long run it was hard? You're going to take the at the time was good contract. See, this is the disingenuousness, if that's even a word, that the Chicago Bulls ownership putting out there, that ESPN put out there, that Michael Jordan put out there, because Michael Jordan had total autonomy on editorial release. Meaning, whatever he said can go out there. He was supposed to let the world know that Scottie Pippen was between a rock and a hard place, and Scottie Pippen chose the rock because nobody wanted to be in a hard place. So, that's one thing. The second thing, for the last 15, 20 years, everybody has been making this claim. We don't understand why the Bulls can't sign a free agent. You found out Saturday, didn't you? You found out Sunday night, didn't you? You got the owner of the team supporting the doofus ass imp of a man GM. Look, Jerry Reinsdorf is the reason the Bulls broke up. You can blame Jerry Krause if you want to, but Jerry Reinsdorf is the reason. If you know sports, like I'm hoping you do, let's just do this. Let's go to the New York Yankees. They're the best example of this. Do you believe Reggie Jackson got let go and Dave Winfield got signed in 1980-something without George signing off on that? Hell yeah, George signed off on it. If I own the team, I got the last say so. You are not going to bust up a damn thing without me giving you the power to do it. He liked the fact that Jerry Krause was willing to be the heel. Remember, at the beginning of this story, he said, people in the league told me, don't deal with this dude because he rubs people the wrong way. He liked that. The owner of the Bulls, Jerry Krause, he liked the idea of a guy who didn't give a damn about what the media thought. That's why he empowered this imp and let him do what the hell he wanted to do. And that's just the bottom line. Those are the simple facts of the situation. Jerry Reinsdorf liked the fact that Jerry Krause didn't have a problem being the bad guy. That's what happened with this Bulls thing. You can talk about, well, Krause, he had an ego problem. But guess what? When you working for somebody, and look, let me tell y'all this. The Chicago Bulls, when they broke up the Bulls, the reports came out of Chicago that the Bulls Stadium, aka the United Center, was sold out for the next 3 years. That's why he broke up that damn team. Because my money is already in the bank. I'm gonna get the TV money from WGN here in Chicago. I'm gonna get the cable money from Comcast Sports here in Chicago. I'm gonna get the TNT, the TBS money, and I'm gonna get the ESPN money. Why in the hell do I have to pay these guys? That's why it happened that way. You can blame Jerry Krause. He was an asshole. He was this, he was that. You could be the biggest asshole in the country running my company. If I'm watching you do it and I say, oh man, this ain't gonna work. I guarantee you, a guy like George Steinbrenner wouldn't allow that to happen. Jerry Jones wouldn't allow that to happen. And any of these old boisterous ass, know-it-all, picking with the damn general manager ass team owners, they wouldn't allow that to happen. Because they understand, I know I made $400 million off their ass this year. But if we win another championship, I could raise the prices on everything and make $600 million next year. But these dudes here in Chicago, whether you own the Bulls, whether you own the Bears, whether you own the White Sox, and now the Cubs, they are in it for the money. I'm gonna keep it funky with the people of my city. The people of my city, in regards to sports, are some fucking morons. They are some fucking morons. They sit their ass in the blistering cold and watch them sorry poop butt ass Bears. I ain't never gonna sit out in the cold to watch. I wouldn't give a damn if my son or grandson made the damn Bears. I would not sit my ass out in the cold. I see you when you get home. I'm keeping funky with you. I'm never gonna sit out in the cold. I wouldn't give a damn if they won 10 Super Bowls in a row and told me I could get front row seats every year for free. I wouldn't. Hey, the day that it start getting cold, rap is watching from the crib. You put one of them skyboxes, but I'm not sitting in the cold to watch any sporting event. I don't give a damn if my mama playing. Back to the point. I can give y'all chapter, book, and verse of every look. Chicago Bears, 1985, most dominant defense in the history of the league. Had statistically a better year the year after. What they do? The year after that, they trade their second best player, which was Wilbur Marshall. Shit been raggedy since. Since Chicago White Sox. I understand that Ozzie Guillen wasn't the most politically correct dude. The only dude at that time to win a World Series in 80-some odd years. They got him up out of here. Then they traded this guy. They let Frank Thomas go. They busted it up. I got what I need. Y'all can get the hell up out of here. The Cubs didn't win the championship in 116 years. Joe Madden has never had a losing record. Made the playoffs 4 out of 5 years and lost the playoffs in the last week of the last year that he didn't make. They got him up out of here though. They trading the pieces one by one because they know Cub fans are blind and they gonna continue to support the team. And as long as the Cubs look, just this to show you, hey, I ain't dissing no Cub fans in this instance, but I am dissing. You know how you get Cub fans to continue to go to the stadium? Make sure they're better than the White Sox. That's all you have to be the best team in town, and the Cub fans gonna keep going. It ain't about winning in the city. It's about, are we better than the White Sox? Okay, you taller than a midget. That don't mean you tall. I'm fat. You skinnier than me. That don't mean you. Hey, I'm a big dude. I'm not no morbidly obese. But I'm just saying I'm not a skinny guy. So if you're skinnier than me, don't make you skinny. It just means you're smaller than me. If I weigh 240 pounds, you weigh 239, you're smaller than me, but you're still fat. This is the way it is. But that's how I go here in Chicago. So while everybody pointing the finger at Jerry Krause, the finger needs to be pointed at Jerry Reinsdorf. I understand that Jerry Krause is the dude who made it. He the dude who had the real good leather ball and used to be out there hooping. And when he didn't get picked, he took his